What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge.
Womp, 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 womp.
Wompity womp.
Wompity womp, dude.
Nuggets lose a tough one. I mean, there's some silver linings to this one. Nuggets battled. They did not embarrass themselves, humiliate themselves, vomit on themselves, or any of those things. They got outplayed. They made some mistakes. There's a lot of frustrating things, obviously, that we're going to dive into. But the number one thing, they battled and only lost by what, 5 points?
5.
That's like a small victory after what's been going on. We're presented, as always, by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR when you sign up. Over here, I got my guy, Brennan Vogt. We're down. We're down bad, man. We're down.
It's tough, man. No one wants to hear this right now. I'm proud of Denver. That was mostly Nuggets fans. That was
big time. I'm serious.
A lot of talk. A lot of talk these last few days about what this crowd might look like. That was a Denver crowd. They showed up. They cheered. Most of the Nuggets battled for most of this game. We talked a lot about in fight and pride. These are low bars right now, and so I know not everyone wants to hear it, but at least they cleared those, huh?
Hey, look, man, one of the things that we've hung our hat at cheering on this team has been a lot of teams quit this year. I mean, we watched LeBron James and the Lakers just quit. Like, hey, we don't want any part of this. Our season's over. The Nuggets battled through it was hopeless from the start. They knew it. They battled through it. They didn't so much in the first two games, but tonight they did, and you're right. There is some, like, chin-up type orange slices to be handed out. Over here, I got D-line.
I'll take one of those orange slices. I'm feeling a little vitamin C deficient.
Doesn't orange sound kind of good right now?
Sounds delightful.
It actually sounds really good.
Can we get some
oranges? Is there anywhere we don't have any oranges?
Go to the store, dude. Come on, be cool. Like, why don't you be cool for one time?
Just for the first time ever. Over here, I got Superstar Dev.
A lot of things that was rough in that game. There's a lot of blame that's going to be placed, but it's just tough when you allow three guys to go for 80 points in a game, and just so many mental lapses throughout the game that you can't just blame it on one guy. You just can't.
Oh, you haven't.
We're gonna try.
You haven't checked the chat. No, I'm with you. Like, I put it out there. Like, you just tell how people are. And like, look, man, I get it. Sports are emotional. I get emotional. I had a friend over today. I had to go. I wanted to be around Nuggets fans only. That's kind of the thing. That's why we built this bar. We want to be around Nuggets fans only, brick by brick, building this bar. So I get it. Like, I get even. Everybody gets. That's what makes sports fun, is you allow your emotions to be involved in it, so that you are allowed to feel some of these emotions. And obviously, it's a punch to the gut and a kick to the balls simultaneously when nights like tonight happen. But do you guys want a fast recap?
Not particularly.
You guys want to relive that experience in super fast mode?
Make it as fast as you can.
I can't, because there's actually a lot to get to, and it always helps me remind myself and set the tone. But here we go. The fast breakdown. The game started. I don't know if you guys remember this. Aaron Gordon, alley-oop, up to the heavens. We haven't seen his athleticism in a while like that. He gets up there and catches what I thought was a terrible one. By the way, it was a great Draymond contest of the alley-oop, so Monte had to throw it so high. AG went to the 11th floor, brought it down. But then after that, he started struggling, and I was very worried. He missed a couple, 4 layups on one possession. There was just he got burned on a couple. I was very worried for Aaron Gordon early in this game, because it kind of felt like, oh my God, it's a repeat. Wasn't the case, though. Warriors absolutely on fire. To start this game, they just could not miss. It was unbelievable. Draymond Green hit a 3. Gary Payton had 3, went 3 for 3 from the three-point line. Andrew Wiggins hit a 3. All in the first quarter. They started 6 of 8. Kevon Looney picked up 2 fouls in 5 minutes. Not a big deal. He's out there to foul. And then Jokic hit a 3. The first time in, what has it been, 4 months?
My entire life.
Since I was just a boy. He finally hit a 3. Barton also banked in a 3, and Austin Rivers with a 3. So Denver running a little bit lucky as well here in some of these. 34-32 Warriors, and you kind of felt like in that first quarter Denver played great, and they were still down, and you're just kind of like, oh my God, this is tough. Second quarter, Boogie starts going. Boogie was rolling in that first half.
He was really good.
Warriors started getting some easy buckets, though. Denver's defense, especially with that second unit, was giving up layups. It wasn't just they were giving up threes. They were giving up layups almost every single time down. And then the Warriors went on a huge run before the death lineup came in, and you thought, oh my God. It's like that run. There's 2 parts of the game, that run in the second quarter, and then one we'll get to a little bit later that I thought just kind of encapsulated with the game. I guess a third run as well. But Austin Rivers closed in Jeff Green's spot. I thought that was going to be the case in both halves. It was not. It was the case in the first half, though. And the Nuggets pulled within 4 points with 50 seconds to go. 4 points. And you're thinking, they were down 12 or something, and they cut it to 4, and you're like, this is so great. All you got to do is just get out of this quarter. What happens? Jokic came down and kind of forced the three. Turns into a fast break the other way. They get three somehow. Will Barton comes down, dribbles the entire 20 seconds of the clock, actually shoots it a little bit early, and all the way at the other end, you get a Steph Curry and one. It was just a brutal it was like the worst way you could possibly close out a half. Denver went from closing that gap to 4 to down 10, and it just felt like the biggest deflating sequence you can imagine. Nuggets down 69-59. Second half, Nuggets were battling. That second half, the Nuggets, whatever happened in the locker room, that team was like, we're not going to go down without fighting. And they came out in the third quarter punching. Aaron Gordon in particular was just bad. I was so proud of Aaron Gordon. I have to tip my cap to him. I was very proud of him in that second half, really all game, but it was effective in that second half. Nuggets had the best run of the entire series in that third quarter, the best run they had. Missed three, but there was this big sequence, guys. A missed three by Aaron Gordon, that was a big one, and a missed three by Barton, both of which would have pushed this lead to like 15 points, and both of them resulted in big plays on the other end of the court, and it was a killer. I thought there was a tough call on Jokic versus Draymond out on the break. Remember Draymond just throws the ball up and it hits the side of the backboard, and they called such a minor contact on Jokic on what was, I thought, a BS, not a real shot attempt. And somehow Draymond got the call on it. It was really tough. And that one I thought was a huge, and then Aaron Gordon got a tech. All that stuff happened in one sequence. So again, Denver builds this lead and it all collapses in like 2 possessions. It was really, really tough. Brutal first 2 minutes for the Nuggets bench in the fourth quarter. To me, this was the other moment that was big. Denver battled. I don't remember if they had a lead or if they were within like 2, but they made it. It was a game. And you think the bench just has to go out there. Warriors bench is really bad. Like, they're punting on those minutes. You just need the Nuggets bench to either play even or gain a little lead. Not what happened. They actually got killed in those minutes so bad that Nuggets had to call a timeout and get Jokic in there with 9 minutes to go. He got such a tiny rest. Huge 3 for Aaron Gordon. Huge 3 for Jokic. Game tied with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. Warriors call a timeout. They go to their death lineup. And Denver just couldn't get any stops. I mean, they were almost hopeless down the stretch trying to get it. The one play down the stretch, though, that stands out, I mean, Denver still made some big boy shots. Jokic was doing Jokic hit so many big plays, like tough shots, made smart plays, pump fake, got Draymond, drew fouls on Draymond. I thought Jokic had a fantastic close. The one play that sticks out to me, and there's a couple others we'll talk about, but the one play was that offensive rebound that was given up. And I know a lot of people are going to be trying to blame Will Barton for a lot of different things. We're going to talk about one other play here in a second, but to me, the only one was also the most important one, which was they got to stop. Every stop you get against that lineup is like a gift from God. And it wasn't that he didn't box out. It's that him, and I don't remember who else was on the court. And Jokic as well, but Jokic was on the other side.
It was
Jeff Green?
It was Barton and Jeff Green. If you could pick 2 guys to pick the most important rebound.
And they both just watch the shot go up, watch the rebound, don't move, like kind of just stick their hands out. And I think
Monte
it was Iguodala or Otto Porter, I don't remember who, sneaks in and grabs the offensive. Wiggins, by the way, and this is, if you listen to Draymond Green's podcast, he's talked about Wiggins knows that when he's in that lineup, he's got to be the rebounder. That's such a perfect example of him knowing, hey, what am I here to do? He made the biggest play of the game, and it was a goddamn rebound. That was the one you could really throw some blame out. Late in the game, Jokic gets a switch underneath. He has Klay Thompson on him. Jokic could have gone to the block. He could have gone to the elbow. He could have asked for the ball. He did not. Right. He looked at Barton, went down to get rebounding position. Right. And so Barton took that shot, and I saw a lot of people saying Barton forcing a deep shot. The shot clock was late. I think Jokic knew if he gets the ball, if he goes to the elbow and gets the ball, it's so late that they're just going to hard double because there's no time to pass. So it was one of those, like, you take it, I'll go get the rebound, and the ball just didn't bounce the right way. It just bounced in the one spot where Jokic couldn't have got it. But I saw a lot of people mad at Barton for taking that one. Maybe somebody will ask after the game, but I'm pretty sure on that specific play, I give Barton a pass. I think that was the plan, was like, hey, late shot clock, put it up, I'm going to go get it.
It looked like that's... And look, that is maybe one of those instances, if you're in the camp of like Jokic can get himself more shots in these moments, maybe he could have just planted himself and demanded the ball. But you're right, he didn't. There wasn't much time. I did think he slinked down to rebounding position.
And Draymond was on Barton. More importantly, this is what it was like, oh, if Draymond's going to switch out onto you, shoot the 3. He's out of position. I have Klay Thompson. I'll go grab it. And like I said, credit to Klay Thompson, who had a great box out, but also the ball just didn't bounce the direction he expected.
The only thing is there was still some time left in the shot clock, so it felt a little bit like a forced one. Yeah. You're right, though. The bigger play, I called it the worst shot of the series. The bigger play was the rebound.
The rebound to me is the one.
And that was 3 guys, by the way. And Monte, too, was slow from the corner.
And made the shot.
It's Will... Yeah, whatever.
Stepped in closer and just made the shot. That would have been dope.
Draymond Green's an intimidating defender. Like, I think it was one of those where it was, he dragged Draymond 30 feet away, and that's what he was trying to do. But before we're going to get into all these plays, but I want to first just get the big picture. Dev, what's your big takeaway here?
My biggest takeaway is really just still the defense. And also lack of execution late in the game. Like, this was a game that they fought hard to be in, had the ups and downs, and that's what you're going to get, especially in a playoff-type atmosphere. But Denver had a chance, and then down the stretch, there was just so many plays that just compiled after each other where the Warriors just play with so much composure and patience, and they're going to get the right spots. They're going to take the right shots, and they're going to put the ball in the hands of the people that it's supposed to be in, where Denver just kind of seemed like they were in a panic mode and just trying to find something. That could have been the play where, Barton does take that shot and Jokic goes and gets the rebound, but why not rotate around to where it's going to be a good shot, where you're not having to force it against a Draymond Green or anything like that, where you're not having to place blame on a guy. The ball should be in Jokic's hands. Like, I just feel like you could force it if you have to. So while one team has an identity and know who they are, you could just – those moments is like where you miss Jamal Murray, where you miss a Michael Porter Jr., because you have multiple guys you could go through. Even if you lose the game, it's like, okay, but you gave the ball to someone who can hit a shot. Right now, Barton's going to be the scapegoat, but also his defense is also not doing well. So, and then he's not rebounding, so it makes it easy to, like, put it on him. So I think it's like the lack of execution and the bad defense for me.
Yeah, man. That's exactly it. Down the stretch, the Nuggets had this game. They really did. And they just, the last 2.5 minutes were just a nightmare. They just made mistake after mistake. I think I'll remember this. That rebound is probably for me going to be the rebound, and that deep three are going to be the two lasting images of this game and potentially of this series for me. Like, that was just so egregious.
Yeah, it really was.
It was so much of it was just effort based. The rebound especially, but I mean, like that. I get it. They're like, okay, I know you'll miss this shot, so I'll get the rebound. Not a great play. Like, step in, get close. I don't know. Like, Will is very difficult to defend on this. I mean, oftentimes, like, this was as bad of a clutch Will Barton performance as you're going to see, and people are already fed up with him. So it's gonna be ugly online for Will Barton here.
Sorry, big takeaway.
Yeah,
the lack of execution down the stretch. So we got the fight tonight, but we didn't get the execution. And it goes back to something we've said about Denver in the past. There is so much top-end talent, and there's so much chemistry between the top-end talent that has amounted to fourth-quarter success. You trust the Murray-Jokic two-man game. But I've never really felt like this is a team that's just watch them execute here in the final 4 minutes. The wheels seem to get loose to me, particularly this group without that top-end talent. So, listen, bad sequence from Barton, really bad. There was also Jokic rushes that shot. He misses it. AG with the charge on Steph. Monte airballed Monte had 2 wide open threes and he airballed them. Like, they played so well to the final 3 minutes, and I didn't even really think the effort was horrible then. I just thought the execution was.
Yeah.
And, what happened? Couple more things too. Just for the end of the game, they went away from pick and roll with Jokic, which was awesome. I thought in the fourth quarter and third quarter, like, there was something there. Then they went away from that a little bit. And then also, I don't know why Jeff Green was in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, the thing to me is, I think part of why they went away from it is it was just too easy to double. And this is why I don't understand why Michael Malone made such a big deal of that lineup and then went to it in the most important part of the series. That is a real criticism that I have a note of here.
Yeah.
But let's wait on that, because I do want to get more back to this, like, effort and execution, because to me, this game was like a 95th percentile effort game from Denver. Like, I really do think guys showed they wanted it, which is something, by the way, I was supremely worried about. Think about last game. Jokic got tossed. Boogie and Barton are fighting on the bench. You get to the post game and people are saying, like, honestly, I was more, and then you go to practice yesterday, which had a weird vibe. I was more worried about the Nuggets in terms of, like, had they just given up, packed it in, or whatever. And tonight, absolutely 1,000% no. This team battled. And Aaron Gordon in particular, who I worried maybe had gotten broken by this Warriors group, came out and started as bad as he could. So he somehow put himself in the lowest, like, sort of built himself the biggest hole, or dug himself the biggest hole. But he kept battling and had some very impressive plays. So the effort part is great. Here's the part that's not great is the execution. And here's the thing about the Nuggets. This is the story of them this year. They did not build very good defensive habits at any point this season. To expect them to be able to do that against the team that is probably most difficult to, like the Warriors, there can be other teams that are harder to guard, like say the Nets, because the Nets have one-on-one scores, but like the Nets just scoring. You don't this or that. The Warriors like punish you for making mistakes. So the fact that you think that you could go from just adding effort to all of a sudden at the execution being there, this series is just such proof of no, you cannot do that. Like a lot has been made, including by us, about the Nuggets. It's very clear they need some defensive players, and I think that is a big takeaway from this season. But more than anything, you need a defensive unit. You need like a defensive cohesiveness, and you need the execution. And Denver was very lacking in that. Was it Wes Unseld? Like, he was the defensive coordinator. He's gone. Maybe that's a piece of it. I don't know. Maybe it's the personnel. Maybe it's the fact that they just didn't have very many guys they could depend on, and so much was required that they had to pace themselves throughout the season. All of these things are possible, but whatever it was, you get into the series, and all of a sudden it's, hey, you don't just have to be locked in. You have to be the most locked in you could possibly be. And tonight you see what great effort but not great habits get you, and it's just not enough.
The defensive communication was really good in that third quarter.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect them against that death lineup down the stretch to get a stop. But I did think, in the past, Denver has able to be an opportunistic team defensively.
Yeah.
We are so good offensively. Can we lock down for 10 key minutes?
Right.
And they almost did that tonight.
Right.
They were so focused on that end during that third quarter run.
Yeah.
God, there was so much fight that I just want to sit here and applaud right now.
But I just want to, the big point though, and we'll get to some of this here very, very quickly, because again, like, what's the point of sitting here wallowing in our own pity here? We got to get to some of the more fun stuff. But I just want to hammer this home, because defense in the NBA really is so much about right here. How much can you think? Like, how much can you really figure this out? It's about communication, and it's about chemistry. There is such a thing as defensive chemistry. Everybody thinks of that as offensive, like these guys work together.
Right.
Defensive chemistry, especially when you talk about a team like the Warriors, where Austin Rivers and Will Barton will have to switch assignments 4 times in one possession. And not just switch, but the way in which you switch, the way that exchange happens, you can't lend yourself to a slip cut or a backdoor cut or a curl cut or any of that stuff. So you have to be so locked in with each other, and Denver just wasn't there. But I think that there is this level of, you got to add, and I've even been saying this, like, I think Denver is 2 defenders away. Maybe one of those guys is Austin Rivers, and then you add like a 2-3 combo that's a defensive guy. Maybe that's it. I'd still believe that. But more than anything, next year, part of why you need such healthy bodies is you can't be desperate. Denver needed 100% out of so many of their core guys this year just to get a win that I don't think they could afford to, like, hey, no, we need to work on our defensive rotations and identity. All right, let's get to the better part here. King Jokic. 37 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 14 of 22 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Look, Jokic needed to solve Draymond for them to have a chance in the series. I want to say it tonight. I felt like he solved Draymond to the best of what I think somebody can. I mean, 37 points on 22 shots. That's a hell of a job. And he just was aggressive. He was comfortable. He knocked down big shots. He was ready for the moment. I'm just so impressed with Jokic and what he did tonight. I don't think anybody, although I was on the timeline, even some smart, like everybody online sometimes can just turn into the same dipshit just standing for their guy. But I don't know. I think it's very hard to watch this game and think that Jokic didn't do everything he could.
I'm glad that he had that type of game. Like, you really do want the win, but since you don't get the win, him having a big game and just kind of silencing some of those critics, that's big time, because Draymond Green is a Hall of Fame defender. Not just like a really good defender that's having a great year, but a Hall of Fame, like one of the best that we've ever seen. And people will argue that he's that. And we talk about like trying to, figure him out throughout the whole series. The referees still let Draymond be physical. Draymond Green was still able to, have really good help side defense and be able to defend in the ways of the 90s and things like that and still be able to be effective. But Jokic found a way to go through it. He made it a point. I feel like he was really locked in on just trying to still play through that contact, and he was also very aware that if he reacted a certain way, refs weren't going to give it to him. He was just like, okay, I'm just going to go in and score. He used his body. He, got other players involved. There was a lot of plays that guys are just turning down shots or just not making shots. This was like 1 or 2 shots away from really like Denver just stealing all momentum. They just could not hit that one shot when they got their momentum that probably like ends the game. But Jokic gave them a chance, and that's what you really want, especially from your MVP candidate. Like when you woke up this morning, especially after Joel Embiid knocks down a game winner, the whole conversation and the whole everything shifted to Jokic has to have a big game.
I don't like, honestly, like, I don't even care. Here's the funny thing about it, because you were talking about you want to be on Twitter tomorrow. Honestly, like, some of this is like you just have to like whatever. Like, you just have to like move on. Like, this was a game to be enjoyed, and there were like good parts to it. So like the conversation of it, like, it's gonna this happened all season, and it sucked. Like, one guy would have a good game, and it's like, how are we overlooking him? And another guy has a good game, and like somehow we're still doing this, even though it's over.
It is over. It's been over. It's done. Been over. But
bets are already being paid out.
But all the same, like you want your guy. I mean, it's been ugly. Like it's been, and the slander is getting louder and louder, and it's like, so you want your guy to step up and just shut people up, and like he did.
He did tonight.
He did a lot tonight. I mean, like he gets stripped in the last possession or two. Like that's going to be a lasting memory, unfortunately. But Jokic played with swag tonight. He was hitting threes. He had a Sombor shuffle.
Yeah.
He he was playing athletically. He was. He was driving the lane. He was doing everything that you expect him to do.
He did have swag, though. I like that you say that, because he played tonight with confidence, which you think coming into this game, being down 2, and the matchup clearly going in Draymond's favor prior to tonight, and he came out tonight with confidence, and it was so good to see that.
Yeah. No, I mean, Jokic is the best, man. He's the goddamn best, and it's just frustrating. It's frustrating down the line when it's just like another example of like, okay, Jokic is alone on this team. Like, if anything is good is going to happen, it's going to be Jokic that does it. He's going to get guys open. They're not going to hit the shot. He's going to get guys open. They're going to step out of bounds. They're going to whatever. Like, all this stuff that you just want other people. Like, you want one other guy to step up. And, Aaron Gordon did a little bit tonight, but
he did a lot.
It's just like, but there's not like, you just want that running. Like, I mean, we just want Jamal Murray, basically. Basically just want Jamal Murray.
I mean, that's really it. Like, what you just want in that Barton play is for that to just be Murray and
and Murray knocks it down.
You have to think that like Aaron Gordon would be really opposite like Klay Thompson or something tonight, or Andrew Wiggins. Like Andrew Wiggins wasn't great tonight, but he made big plays for you. Like if this Aaron Gordon gives you this, but he's your fourth guy, that's like huge. All of a sudden, these things matter a whole lot, and you got others guys, and that's kind of the formula here. Why don't we take a break though? On the other side, I want to continue talking about Jokic, and in particular, that post-up play was interesting to me again, in large part because of who was on the court and how it makes things difficult on Jokic. We'll talk about that on the other side. In the chat, by the way, I want to hear your guys' thoughts, man. I want to hear what everybody's thinking.
They're giving their thoughts.
They're giving their thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a safe space. So that's where you want to go with it.
If you haven't been able to watch Nuggets, Avalanche, or Rapid games, and chances are you probably haven't if you live in Denver, there's a solution. Evoca TV includes local networks like Altitude Sports, AT&T Sportsnet, and other national channels. Growing constantly, adding new channels to their lineup, the service is now available in both Denver and Colorado Springs for you Coloradans. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Coloradans?
Most importantly, like I said, Evoca TV has Altitude Sports. And by the way, we're not just telling you this because we love them. We're telling you this because we got a promo code now. If you use promo code DNVR, you get $10 off your first 3 months. So how do you get it? Go to evoca.tv/DNVR.
/DNVR. Don't forget to use that /DNVR.
/DNVR. And then you use the promo code DNVR. You're going to get $10 off your first 3 months. That's only $15 per month plus the receiver for the first 3 months. So check out Evoca TV. It gets the people going. You can watch the Nuggets with Evoca, and then you can bet on them thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. And, of course, the NBA is going right now. And right now, new users can bet $5 on any NBA game and win $150 in free bets instantly. You win no matter what. All DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also bet on NBA hoops with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Plus, each day of the first round, get a risk-free bet up to $10 if your same-game parlay doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code DNVR. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the first round of the playoffs. Get $150 in free bets instantly. That's promo code DNVR. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customer only. A minimum $5 deposit. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. 4700.
Back here, segment 2. So
We're back.
Some of the things I see people say is like Kerr's making adjustments, Malone's not. I want to say one thing. Well, now that the series feels 3-0, whatever. I have no idea why Kerr doesn't throw out Kevon Looney when DeMarcus Cousins come out. Honestly, it blows my mind. Like, Kevon Looney's just on the shelf, and they run with this really small lineup that has been pretty ineffective. And I honestly don't get why he hasn't wisened up to that. So for me, when I'm watching this game, part of me is also wondering, like, I'm looking at their rotations thinking it's insane too. Like, that lineup they roll out there for the second unit is really bad. That's what makes that fourth quarter stretch so frustrating was,
right.
They picked up like 4 fouls in 2 minutes, and the Warriors were in the bonus for the entire fourth quarter, which was really bad. And Boogie had to travel and this, that. But also it's like Otto Porter, Nemanja Bjelica, and Gary Payton. Like, how can you not stop this? How can you not score on them every time and stop this? But Steve Kerr, if I were him, I would go to Kevon Looney in those minutes because you might as well have somebody that can guard Boogie out there, but he's not doing it. So.
Yeah, and then also with Malone on the adjustments, if you watch this game, he did make adjustments.
Yeah.
Like, defensively, that was a way better game. They're switching a lot better. Different personnel. He also threw in Facu. Like, that's an adjustment, just having another guy. I feel like minutes were changed, rotations were changed a little bit more. There's no way you could just blame that game on Malone. Like, that was.
Well, I do want to get into 2 of these, though, because just when you talk about rotations from a basketball standpoint, I'll have to do a list here over the weekend to kind of highlight some of this. But one of the things that has really stood out is that the Nuggets got beat on the split a lot, and not just on the split, but on the pocket pass. If you notice over these last 2 games, Denver hasn't been getting beat on those pocket passes. In fact, Jokic has quite a few steals on that pass, and they've sat on that one very, very well. The problem is, Warriors are really good, man. Like, everything you do on defense, I've said this all year long. I always talk about this in Read and React basketball. There is always an offensive solution to what the defense does. Defenses have to make choices, and if you're quick enough, offenses can always counter. And Denver, I thought, has sat on that because that's the one that kills you the worst, and they've done a very good job of that. But there's just always other things with them that you have to get, and you saw how connected they play when they're in that death lineup, how quickly they move the ball. I mean, Draymond and Steph tonight, how many times did they have back and forth with each other or running off multiple screens? It's just so hard to guard, and this is why they're obviously 3-time champions and why they look like they're poised to compete for one this year. But the lineup, the decision that Malone made that I thought was an absolute failure, sticking with Jeff Green and Aaron Gordon and Will Barton and Monte Morris with that lineup around Jokic to close 3 games in a row, it's just really, really tough. And I mean, you look at Jeff Green tonight; he has 2 rebounds, 2 defensive rebounds in 22 minutes. Like, the Nuggets knew that rebounding was the issue. That lineup can't stop anybody. It wasn't like Jeff Green was stopping them. They miss sometimes. That's really what it comes down to is they're getting really, really good shots, and they're probably going to shoot a really high percentage. I'm so curious to see what they do, should they advance, what they do against the Memphis or what they do against the Phoenix Suns, because Denver right now looks hopeless, and I have a feeling that a lot of teams are going to look hopeless in terms of can you actually rotate and do what you do here. But what you can do is rebound. What you can do is put guys in there that and Jeff Green in his entire career has not been a rebounder.
Which is
in his
insane.
entire career is a guy that gets caught on his heels a lot in this situation. The Will Barton one's tough because you needed some shooting and you need this or that, but you just needed him to be better, and he wasn't tonight.
Yeah.
But with Jeff Green, when they're going as small as they are, if you're not going to play through Jeff Green on offense, then what's the point of having him out there?
And
put
also,
your scrappiest, busiest guys out there.
And also, what's the point of playing through him on offense? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you take the
Jeff Green's
alternative,
been
that's
so useless.
I don't. Yeah, that's the thing is I don't
So useless.
get what is he bringing. And I
don't
know,
know.
for a long stretch of this game, and I don't know if he finished, he was a positive in the plus minus, but I just felt like that had nothing to do with him on the court. And that last play, Will Barton has to box out. It starts with Will Barton, but Jeff Green is also standing.
Yeah, he's also just looking there.
Standing there. And he's got to go up and get that board, even if it goes too long. I don't know. It whatever. Forget that play. It just should have been Austin Rivers, I thought. And then I also thought he took a minute too long to get Jokic back in.
I think what happened with Austin Rivers was, well, first of all, he was kind of bad tonight too. He had some dumb fouls that you're just what are you doing? I mean, Nuggets as a team had some dumb and ones that you're like, what are you doing here? These are terrible. But Austin Rivers in particular, and he took him out early, if you recall, because he got 5. And when he took him out, I assumed it was because he wanted to close with him. I got to preserve him for closing lineup. He just didn't arrive at that spot. So I think that was a huge mistake by Malone. And when you talk about the end of the game, Draymond gets his foul on Jokic. He put Jokic in an incredibly difficult spot
Yep.
If you put Jokic against Draymond, arguably the most impactful defender in the NBA, you put him against him, and by the way, you give him 2 full-time helpers that they just like don't have to worry about. I mean, do you want Aaron Gordon hit a 3, which is kind of ironic because he hit a 3 in the clutch tonight? Tip your hat to him. But is that, if you're the Warriors, do you overreact to that? Are you like, hey, if we lose this game because Aaron Gordon hits another 3 or Jeff Green hits another 3, like they were more than happy for that. So to pack the paint and to clog up Denver's plan that much, I thought that was a really bad moment for Michael Malone in an area where he deserves fair criticism for how that game kind of finished.
Yeah. I mean, God damn it. It is. That last 2 minutes, that's going to haunt me for a really long time. Like, Denver had this game.
Yeah.
They really did. They had the momentum. They had. They were up 4 for a good portion of time leading into that closing stretch. Yeah, Jeff Green has been an absolute unplayable. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Will Barton gets all of the ire. Jeff Green has been, for as bad as loudly bad as Barton has played, Jeff Green has just been hiding. He's a mannequin. He's just not present. And, Jeff Green is the guy we got to replace Paul Millsap, who obviously got very old in front of our eyes. But Paul Millsap was a heart guy. And we haven't really brought in another heart. We don't have another heart guy on the team. There's not a lot of heart that's being played, especially with a closing lineup like that. Like, it's frustrating, man. I don't know. Like, I will say, like, we haven't talked about it. Like, I thought the bench played really well tonight.
No, but in the first half, that second half though was a killer. They have to win those minutes, not one, lose those minutes, which they did, but also 2, give up the fouls that they did so that the Nuggets were in the bonus for 9 minutes.
It's true. But I mean,
it was the first stint they played very well.
The first stint they played great.
But I'm telling you, the Warriors are punting their bench minutes. Like the Warriors, it does not make sense that they roll those guys out unless they're just like, you know what, we're just going to save our big punch and we'll punt. And you have to punish teams when they do that.
I also thought, what an opportunity to bring Jokic back a minute earlier, roll against that group, build a little lead. Just thought he waited too long to bring Jokic in tonight.
Yeah,
and that's
you kind of. I think we all just feel the panic of when he's not on the court. I do want to talk about Aaron Gordon tonight, though. 7 of 13, and by the way, a lot of those misses all happened in a row. He had 18 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block shot, and a lot of it is made about, I think he's been in his own head. Draymond's obviously been giving it to him. They're guarding him in a disrespectful way, and he has a bunch of assignments. I honestly had questions about Aaron Gordon. I still do. Like, you still wonder, like, can this guy, why does he not always have it? Does he understand the parts of his game where he needs to improve and this or that? But tonight was like, he showed me something tonight. Tonight was a night where I feel better about being in the foxhole with him. If the Nuggets are in the foxhole with him, it's like I needed to see a reminder that, hey, he belongs there, that he's a guy you can trust. And he's not a guy that you're going to trust to like be super dynamic. That's just not his game. And hopefully when the Nuggets have Jamal and Michael back, he doesn't have to be dynamic. But tonight he pushed through and tried everything he could to get a win and did everything he could, and it just came up short. But do you have any thoughts about Aaron Gordon tonight?
Yeah, I feel like this series is a series that he just hasn't been playing well, and he understands he hasn't been playing well.
Yeah.
The way that they're defending him, that's not a player that is getting paid the type of money that he's being paid, and I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on him. I'm glad that he stepped up in this way. He was very aggressive. He attacked the paint, and that also led to like extra rebounds. And I felt like this was a game that he had to get himself going on the rebounds, because if you're not going to bring it on offense, you got to try to do it in some other ways. And the rebounds is where Denver really needed someone else to help Jokic and also to just apply that pressure to the defense. And he was the guy that did that, and that led to a lot of and-one putbacks, just straight dunks, line drives, and actually oops. We haven't been seeing him be the oop guy because he doesn't roll to the rim. He's just been settling on the perimeter, and I feel like that that just made the Warriors have to guess on, okay, now he's doing something that we thought he would do, but he wasn't doing, and he was settling a lot of times. So this was a game that I felt like he really needed to get his momentum back, to get his confidence back. I don't think any other team is going to play him in that same type of way. So, like, for him to see this type of look early on with Denver, and he's like, okay, now these are things that I really do have to work on, just has to get better with.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, like, I really appreciated Aaron Gordon, like, worked himself back into this game.
Yes.
Like, he started off, he had that alley-oop that we were talking about, we were like, oh man, AG's in. And then he just like missed a bunch of layups, like bunnies, like got stripped, like a bunch of like just comical folly stuff that we've been seeing from Aaron Gordon, where you're like, dude, what is this guy's problem? Like, this guy is so in his head, like it's a disaster. And then like he got better and like he got more confident, and then he started hitting mid-range shots. He hit a 3-pointer, which was completely unexpected, and he just got more and more back, not only back into this game, but it felt like back into the series, like back into the team. Like, so it felt good to see like another guy that could run with Jokic a little bit. And like, if you see this from Aaron Gordon, you know, moving forward, hopefully more than just one more game, like it seems like we actually have something to work with a little bit here, which we haven't seen for like a while. Man, it's so brutal.
Yeah.
This whole series has been so goddamn brutal.
I do think that's meaningful for AG, who maybe can get out of these playoffs having learned something about himself. There was no more time. There was no room left between his back and the wall.
Nope.
I mean, Draymond was punking him and just calling out, maybe not directly, but just his mental toughness. Like, we're not even worried about you. What are you going to do about it? And when it couldn't have gotten any worse, AG battled tonight.
Right.
Those rebounds were huge. The block on Draymond, even little things like Draymond calling his free throws in the fourth quarter short, but they were
Right,
wet.
but they were nails,
he had sort of gotten over this hump of Golden State just telling him he was too small for this moment. And the charge against Steph was horrible, and it was really frustrating. But we did learn. Aaron Gordon had to dig deep and ask himself, am I built for this or not?
Right.
And the answer had been a resounding no to this point, and he gave himself and he gave us something to build off of. That's meaningful, and I hope he plays well in Game 4 because he played so hard tonight, and I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
I was worried about losing and then like it fracturing obviously this summer and maybe almost being an unproductive offseason or this or that. I'm a little more hopeful because of tonight that this is more like a game 82 type situation where it's like it hurts. I was almost worried it wasn't going to hurt, or it was going to hurt in a way that it was like we need out of here.
Yeah, it was
like
just
a
like
divorce.
so destructive that there's nothing to build from. It just is a decimation.
And I still hope, by the way, Denver, not hope, like we'll learn some about this team in Game 4 too. I want to see if they come out here and just battle and say, hey, like let's get one. Let's just, because at this point you're almost just playing for pride. Maybe you can come back from 3-0. It's never been done. Doing it against this team seems, pretty far-fetched. But do you just come out and say, hey, we're still going to make you earn this? Like, we're not just going to roll over. We are fine getting back on a plane and going to the Bay just for just to force this to Game 5. I mean, so we'll learn something there. But this game did give you a little bit more hope that they all feel the pain and still have that shared goal of going as far as they can and ultimately winning a championship. One guy that's kind of escaped criticism from us today, Monte Morris, had another rough game. 4 of 11, and he missed all. He's 1 of 5 from threes.
Big shots.
I felt like every big three found him today.
Yep.
Every big three found him.
And none
and
of them
didn't
found the
have
bottom
him.
of the net.
Yeah, and they were like. It wasn't like he missed them bad. It wasn't like an air ball or bricks or this or that. Like they all just missed. And I felt like there were 2 or 3 that could have swung the game.
Totally. I mean, especially down the stretch, there are literally 2, right, that we can point to. Where I think one of them, he damn near, if not airballed it. And he's hit a lot of those big shots this year. But look, I mean, missing big shots is not quite the same as like, where was your effort on that rebound, right? Like one of those things is you can go harder on than the other. But it's tough, man. He had chances to be the hero tonight. And
you want the ball to be in his hands. He's big game Tay. Like, those are the moments that he's supposed to step up for. It seemed like he just didn't want to be in that situation to have those. And his confidence is down. His morale is down. And when you're missing it from your point guard, it gets taken. It gets feeling. Like, you can feel it as a teammate. He's a player that has the ball in his hands a lot of the times. The pick and roll is not working. He's not even shooting the mid-range shots. So I feel like he's just exerting a lot of energy trying to chase around the entire time, or maybe that's where the focus is. But offensively, he had a few moments that would have took the roof off. Like, really would have changed the entire game. Just hitting one. That he had everybody just engaged and just ready for them to just explode, but just didn't have it, and he hasn't been doing it lately. So hopefully he bounces back in this last couple of games where he just can fight. He can fight.
Yeah, Monte, man. There's just it's Monte. There's just like all these guys that just like couldn't quite step up in the moment, and Monte is absolutely like the poster child for that tonight. Like, yes, missed a three, missed another three,
and that should be. Sorry, my friend who's watching the show just messaged me and says that it should be Jamal Murray.
I know, of course it should be Jamal Murray.
I know. We can't do that after every game.
I spent all day, like, talking about Twitter. Like, I spent all day, all week. Like, people act like, it's just such an obtuse way to look at this Nuggets squad as just like a flawed construction. Blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, like, if we had Jamal Murray, we win this game. No question. Yeah. No question. If we have Michael Porter Jr., we win this game. No question. Like, there were just guys that there was no one you could like really rely on, or really like when the ball found them, you were like, oh yeah, like shoot it. Hell yeah. Like Austin Rivers was good tonight, I thought, from three. Like Bones was okay. Everyone was
the Nuggets
like,
as a team
right.
shot
like,
42% from three.
Yeah.
The Warriors shot 45, but
yeah, Jokic hit too. Like, but it just, I hate that. I hate that we don't have that guy. Like when, like that. I wish that we had that feeling that we could give to Warriors fans. Like the ball finds this one guy and he's open.
Right,
They're like,
right.
oh no.
Right.
We just don't have it, man.
That was the great thing about that series last year against the Blazers is, of course, the defining shot was the Jokic skip pass to Michael Porter in the corner, and that was with Zach Collins screaming.
Yep.
Remember? That was such a total one of those that you're talking
Yes.
about, like when the other team's like, oh,
Yep.
yeah, like, oh shit.
Yeah, right. Nobody's like, oh no, Jeff Green has it in the corner, except for Nuggets fans.
Yeah. Why don't we hit our final break? On the other side, we have a bunch of super chats to get to. Harrison Wynn will be joining us live from Ball Arena, and we'll put a bow on this one as we prepare for the what might be the final weekend of the 2022 Nuggets.
Support for DNVR is brought to you by Manscaped. Best in
Hey,
men's
we're back with Manscaped.
below-the-waist grooming. They're back. And they're back to promote their new Performance Package 4.0. It's arrived and, oh man, it's a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0, Weed Whacker ear and nose trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer brief, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. Here is the deal. Join 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. You're going to get 20% off and free worldwide shipping with code NUGGETS20 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, Eric, that's about 8 million balls.
Hold on. What was the? Let me.
4 million men.
4 million men. Approximately.
Just about. Hey, men's grooming is important, and it's not the kind of thing you want to do with the wrong tools.
No, most certainly not. It's very delicate work.
You know those like old kindergarten scissors with like the colored handles?
I do know those. Yes.
Don't use those.
No.
Don't use those. Use Manscaped. Use the Performance Package 4.0.
Yeah. Can I give you a piece of advice? Don't cut your balls.
Yeah. Get a trimmer. It's a lot easier and cleaner. Use code NUGGETS20 for 20% off at Manscaped. The
Let's
best
go,
in
dude.
men's below-the-waist grooming. Was that a dolphin downstairs?
That was a dolphin downstairs.
was that
Very
noise?
excited about Manscaped being back with the DNVR Nuggets. Let's go.
Eric, have you been taking your athletic greens, buddy?
You fucking know it. And every day, dude. Every day I wake up. You know what I do?
What's that?
I walk my dog. And then you know what I do after that? Come back, think about having a bowl of cereal, and then I'm like, no, not yet. Have to start the day off with a 8-ounce cold cup of water, little athletic greens there, stir it on up. Feel like I've accomplished something for the entire day. After that, I do nothing.
I use it literally every day, man. I mean, you know how I feel about the smoothies. I need that fruit in me, and rather than like, I got to go out of my way to eat all this fruit, I'm just going to crush it all into one drink and
Let's
chug
go,
it.
dude.
I feel the same way now about my greens, thanks to Athletic Greens. 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. It's just a nice little powder. They give you the water bottle. You measure out the water. Boom. Throw the water, powder. You got your Athletic Greens, and you're good for the day.
Athletic greens also might be the finest powder of all. Just
It
as
is
far,
very fine.
It's the finest. It
really
blends
is.
into water effortlessly.
It also looks and sounds like it's disgusting, but guess what? Tastes great.
Tastes great.
Tastes delicious. So check out Athletic Greens now. And you go to athleticgreens.com/nuggets to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. We're done.
And we're done. We're back here. All right, we have some super chats to get to. All of our homies, man, they are ready to super chat us. Kale, 25 super chats.
25. You suckers. What are you doing?
They're sending us to Serbia.
Oh.
Mahilo says, here is some dinars. Thank you. You will need them in Serbia to buy a beer on me. Hopefully we meet you while we're out there, Mahilo. Hopefully we meet you, man. Have some beers in person. Some Jellins.
Oh, what?
Or Yellins. Is it Yellins or Jellins?
I don't know. You looked at me.
Is it a hard J or
you gave me a knowing look.
Help me out here, Serbians. You know what? Actually, once the season ends, we have to get the series as we prepare for Serbia. We get some words. We're gonna learn some history.
We just punch each other in the liver over and over.
Yeah, exactly. We warm up our
toughen
livers.
it up.
Just headbutt each other and yell respect.
I can't wait for it.
If you guys want my Rosetta Stone code, lifetime, baby. We're
Oh,
on that lifetime
let's
wave.
freaking go, dude.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means I have the lifetime package.
For every language?
The rest of my life, I can use Rosetta
It gives
Stone.
every language, though?
They've got a bunch of
Tell
them.
us one word you've learned.
Why do you have the lifetime? I'm going to learn the whole language.
Treve says... Oh, what just went away? Treve says, a show of hands...
Who wants
Brunson in a Nugget? Well, guys, Brunson's winning series for the Dallas Mavericks. A 3-level scoring tough PG to play alongside a backup.
I'll take Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
I mean, get your choice of anybody. You're gonna say, I want Kyrie here.
I don't. I actually don't want that.
You don't want Kyrie? He's so fun
I'll
to
take
watch.
anyone.
I'm telling you,
all the best guys.
I hate how much. Although I do also hate watching Kyrie.
The problem with
Kyrie is
Kyrie-
like if Will Barton had unlimited skill level.
I know. The problem with Kyrie is that the season is very long.
It is long. It's very long. He would do a lot of really dope stuff though.
Yeah, but also...
It also really annoying stuff. Nug says,
yes.
Is it a hot take to say, blow up the team?
Yes. Sell
yeah,
everyone.
I think it is. Sell everyone. First of all,
that's actually not how... That's not right.
Sell everyone. Wow.
We don't actually own people, just to be clear.
Let Jokic handpick the roster, defense, shooting, toughness. This is not going to work as is.
I would hate to have Jokic handpick the roster. He wants to play with Jeff Green forever.
Jermichael Green. Yeah, you're right.
I want him choosing.
He just gets good guys.
Yeah,
just like homies.
Who I really, really like in the league.
Who are the guys? The squad is Mike Miller, Jermichael Green. Who else we got on the squad?
It would be...
Vlatko's definitely there. He's probably starting. Juancho's back.
This team might never win again.
Boban.
Well, Boban's here. Oh my God, this is a rough squad. Also, yeah, I mean, come on, man, blow up the team. This is the problem. People are doing the thing to Yoke right now that people do to LeBron. What's LeBron in the finals? 4 and 8. And it's would it be better if LeBron didn't make the finals? Then he would be 4 and 4, but he missed those other ones. Jokic made the playoff. A lot of people are saying Jokic has lost his last 7 games. It's people realize it was the second round last year. Down big players.
They were also the only conference finalists from the bubble to make the second round. The only one.
I love the NBA, and I hate it so much. I hate the tone of the discussion that is the
really
NBA.
bad.
I hate the how when people talk about it. No other sports are like this. Where it's it's not enough to like your guy. You have to make sure that other guys are just burnt to a crisp.
All cities different. This is why all city is different. CH goes, it's very fun.
Yes.
Very fun. Best dude's there.
But I just don't. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate how just mean spirited it is. How childish.
Yeah.
And I mean that's what it is. It's the NBA is childish.
It is very childish. It's just dumb trolling. It's really lame. What do we have here? A85 Ramos says, okay, legit question for this offseason. How do we get a player like Josh Hart? Nuggets have the Warriors right where they want them, down 0-3. Look, Josh Hart's a player that's a realistic one. Jalen Brunson scoring 40 points in a playoff game without their best player, not that realistic. Also, I love that. It would be so Nuggets if we just keep getting 5'8" players. We just go through every available 5'8" player.
Hell yeah, let's do it, dude.
Sorry, what about Jalen Brunson? We could try to go him.
Yeah, man, I love that. What about Isaiah Thomas? Is he
Josh
still
Hart
available?
fits exactly what the Nuggets need. I hope that the Nuggets have him as sort of somebody they have earmarked. So he's a good one. What would it cost? I mean, players Denver can trade. Big Honey says, Super Chat, hello, Nug Life, my old friend.
Oh, You think Nug Life left you?
Yeah, it never left you.
Yeah,
You
what do
just
you mean? Hello,
rediscovered
Nug Life?
it within
Yeah, what do
yourself.
You think
Like-
you sleep alone?
Yeah, like what?
That's so true. Someone's gonna take a photo right under the bed. Nug Life.
Nug Life. Yeah,
It's
dude.
like creeping in.
When again the poem of footprints.
I'm telling you, I'm already over it. Watching Barton and Forbes defensively is comedical.
Comedical.
I think you made a new word.
Was that? Well, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll be honest, man. Like, it's funny. I mean, we talked about some of the Barton stuff that was really bad tonight.
Yeah.
And like I think he was one of the guys that had the and one foul that was really dumb as well. Like, he had his share of bad plays. To point out defense, guys, Denver didn't stay in front of anybody tonight. Denver can't stay in
They
front of
did
anybody.
at
Like
times,
Denver
though.
was just carved up.
They did it time. That was the thing, is that there were moments like Steph Curry really didn't get loose tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
he there were times like when he was left open, he knocked it down.
Right.
There were a lot of times Austin Rivers like blanketed Steph Curry. There were a lot of times when AG was staying in front of people. I mean,
it's
I'm really
funny because when we start going through guys, Austin Rivers is a guy that I'm kind of like, I'm telling you, he's a guy for me. Like
I know he's a guy. The way you said that, he's a guy for me.
No, he's not the guy for me. I'm just saying, like, I'm very excited about Bones. I'm really excited about him. Jamal obviously is a guy. Austin Rivers is a guy. Like, almost is the order I go in.
Yeah.
Jamal.
I know Austin had some bad fouls. I thought he played well tonight.
He did play well.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, he did have some bad fouls. And
Because he was trying to play fucking
I'm
defense.
telling you, I don't know if anybody asked this question in the post game, but I kind of think Malone forgot about him. I think that might. I think he.
They're
might,
like, Malone, did you forget about Austin Rivers? He's like,
well, what
yeah,
did
I did.
he say? He's
Yeah,
like,
I
what
did.
did he
I
say
forgot
at
about
practice yesterday? It was, it's not about the start. We got to find a way that closes these halves. We got to find the lineup that closes. What's closed? The same lineup. So I honestly think it happened. Like, Austin picked up a really quick foul in the fourth, and he went to the bench, and I think Malone just forgot.
Oh, so miserable. God damn it.
Morgan says, DNVR, thanks for being there. Suffer.
Thanks for being there, us to suffer and celebrate together this year.
Which
Which
under
you-
restricted free agent do you think could play the best perimeter D? Robert Covington, Gary Harris, Otto Porter Jr., Gary Payton Jr., other. Out of all the, I mean, guys, we're gonna have so much offseason.
A lot.
I know. I don't
Every
wanna
last-
there's still another
Too much.
There's still
one more
at
game.
at minimum one more game.
And here's the thing, like the offseason these last couple of years, 6 weeks, 12 weeks,
Yeah.
9 weeks. This one's gonna be 5 months. We're gonna have a lot of time to get into all of this.
That's a lot of snake drafts. I'll tell
A
you that.
lot of snake drafts and also a lot of answering that question. So I appreciate it, Morgan. It's a good question. I promise you, like, in previous off seasons, I feel like there's been less to digest, less to go over. This is one that we actually are going to have to do, the draft deep dives, like free agency deep dives.
Why are you
like
talking
all that
about this?
stuff.
I don't want to talk about this right now.
I'm just saying eventually, so don't worry. We will get to this. Trent says, $10 super chat. Thank you. Teams are 0-143 when going down 0-3, but the Nuggets are 2-0 when down 3-1. When game 4 and it's on. Also, I would defend Will Barton's play tonight, but like Barton, I have no defense. Hey, if you're going to slander Will Barton, you might as well be funny and creative.
Yeah.
That's right. Like us.
Yeah.
Just
like us. Look at us. Andrew says, great game. I've accepted the fact that it's over. I hope we can make some upgrades to help Nikola. Go Nuggets and go DNVR. You guys are awesome. Man, Andrew, you are awesome.
Andrew is a real one.
That's the realest one yet.
Man,
Do we have any Rakia, dude?
I can't believe how real that one was.
So real, dude.
We do. I'm gonna get myself.
What I
some
liked about
Rakia.
that was how real it was.
You got it.
DJ,
Oh, do you know we're on?
you're not going to be able to get it in this short window of time. What if I
Watch
read
him.
this one really fast? The
Watch
starters
him.
played together all year and looked like a bunch of 10-year-olds on D. Built no habits at all. Start Bones in the fourth quarter.
I actually thought the D in the third quarter was really good.
Yeah.
No,
But-
they really did foul a whole bunch.
They
Like,
did though, yeah.
It was that second unit, just foul after foul after foul. There was a couple of and ones, but like really they just made it so that they could get to the free throw line a lot, and then that's when they kind of closed out at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Both teams were in the bonus.
Both of them. What else we got? DJ comes back. He did not super chat once. He super chatted twice. Another 10 for your Serbian trip, guys. Great coverage. Keep your head up, D-line.
You know what?
Only you.
Well, nobody cares about you guys.
So true.
It is true.
I will keep my head up. You know what? Life is bigger than this game. Life is bigger than the Denver
Is it?
Nuggets. No, it's not. I'm
It's
gonna.
not. What are you
no,
doing?
no,
You're
no,
lying
no,
to yourself
dude,
just
no,
to be happy? What
no,
are you
the,
doing?
The
Didn't
second
feel
these
like
lights go off, it's gonna be
Yeah.
sad time USA over
Oh,
here.
man. Are you going to cry again?
What do you mean again, dude?
I'm saying, are you
What
going
do
to
you
cry
mean?
again?
What does he mean again?
Yeah, I'm gonna. If anybody wants to order,
That was really weird last time when you just cried.
if anybody wants
That
to
was
order
really
a bucket
weird.
of chicken to my bed tomorrow, I will be. I won't be leaving it. I do need. I would like to drown my sorrows the KFC way, if that's possible.
KFC, really? Wow.
Hi, listen. I don't
You're
give
down
a
bad.
dude,
Listen.
I don't care. Listen, I grew up a KFC man. I'll die a KFC man soon, obviously. I like the Colonel. I like the 11 herbs.
You like the Colonel?
Yeah, I do. I like
Wow.
it.
I mean, it's finger looking good.
Dude, it's finger fucking licking good. I like the Colonel.
Man, the old family style bucket, man, that was like the worst day. I hated that.
Are you serious?
I hated that.
That
day.
was like that was
bucket,
first off,
the
that was
biggest, like, economy-
first, for me. That was a
economy bucket?
reprieve from Hamburger Helper.
Yeah.
So
same.
when
This is gonna be
goulash.
Dude, when KFC made a visit, it was like. I had to check the calendar.
KFC
Is it my
made a
birthday? Is
visit.
it
Like,
Christmas?
he's
What
the
is
Easter Bunny
what
or
is
something.
it? Like I had to check. Like no,
Colonel comes through and
Tooth Fairy with a bucket of chicken. Oh my God, he made a visit. What we're so let's have a bad food off growing up.
Oh,
My mom's
you
gonna be
ready
so
for
mad at
this?
me, yeah.
Are
No,
you
no,
ready?
we're gonna have off-season coverage.
All right.
All right.
All right. Hey,
All partake in that.
listen. If you have a counter for Dinty Moore stew,
Oh man, scalloped potatoes and hot dogs was one of my least favorite. Man, it's just like it was terrible. All right, what do we got? Will J says we're down bad, but I appreciate all the good vibes from you guys this season overall.
Whoa, Jay.
Oh man,
Jay
What's
must
all
be
about?
Johnson. Like only a Johnson to say something like that. We just rock it like that, man. That's what it is. Will Johnson.
If you're right, this is going to be incredible. Richard says, thanks for all the great content this year. Love DNVR. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm a little worried about these goodbyes.
Yeah. I was thinking about
We're
that.
still gonna be here.
We got a Sunday one. We'll do like and then we got everything else. Are you taking a photo in the middle of this?
somebody check.
Hold on, are
Wow.
you
Check
thinking that is
Twitter.
done
live
too?
photo.
Check Twitter.
Yeah, there's a tweet
Vogt's
coming in, guys.
DNVR Nuggets will shortly be tweeting something that said, "Doing the show right now." LOL.
I also love when Vogt has the thing where you take a selfie and your face looks like.
I do it on purpose. I
Okay.
never, yeah, just so you guys know.
That's what you
Hey,
say.
sorry, I need another one. Keep going though. You
David
guys keep
says, love the fight tonight. The Wiggins offensive rebound with 3 nuggets in the paint with 2:19 left was the losing play of the game. It really was. It really was, man. The losing play of the game. Maybe that becomes a new segment.
Yeah, we
Now
should have the losing.
We
play
throw
of
it
the
to
game.
Dev for the losing play of the game.
Yeah, what would you say was the losing?
It was that.
play?
It was that play. It was that. There's no question
Absolutely
in my mind.
that
It was that
play,
play.
yeah.
I didn't hear which one he said. What did he say? Which one?
The rebound, the offensive rebound.
Oh
the
yeah,
Wiggins.
okay.
I don't want
Oh,
any of this, bro. I didn't ask for that. Someone did. He didn't ask for
One
4
person.
glasses. Yeah, one person asked for that.
tweets up.
Everybody go there and report that tweet.
Trees W says, no excuses. It was a poor shot by Barton. Hero ball. Our undisciplined defense again gets exposed. 18 turnovers didn't help
That was
either.
zero ball.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was like he did the things bad.
Man, that
All
last
I'm
2
saying
minutes.
is if Yoke wanted the ball in that play, he would have gotten it. I think he called that one as well, thinking he'd get the offensive
The whole-
rebound. And to be honest, like 9 times out of 10, he does.
Also, what if that?
But
shot
I'm
goes
saying
in?
like
And that shot might go in. This is why, like, if you just do the analytics on this, like, what does that shot Will Barton have an expected shot value? It was a deep 3, let's say 20%. Okay, so you're going to get 0.6 points out of that. The odds that you're going to get a rebound out of that are really high when you have Jokic versus Klay Thompson in the post. Like, the odds of you getting an offensive rebound are really bad. Bounce the wrong way, man. Your shot value on that is actually pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Also, terribly constructed, terribly conceived.
I'm telling
awful
you, if you want to
situation.
be mad at who was out there. Because that play was a broken play.
I'm mad at Will Barton.
Well, maybe
He was out there.
Maybe he shouldn't have been out there. Maybe you go with somebody else. Like,
Well,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying, like that. The Nuggets' offense was really bad down the stretch, and when you play against that Warriors team, I'm sorry if you count on getting stops for 3 or 4 straight minutes against that lineup. Like you're a fool. You got to maximize your scoring chances and hope they miss them, and grab every rebound you can and play as hard as you can to make it as hard as you can on them. But
Are you pouring yourself a Rakia, not us? Did you pour
you
one
can
Rakia?
pour one more if
Do you
want.
want yours?
Yeah, you want yours.
Well, I mean,
pour
like,
yourself some
All right,
Rakia.
pour us all a
What do you
Rakia.
think
We'll
this
take
is?
We'll take one.
What do I look like?
I didn't. I thought it was. I didn't realize it was drink alone and take selfies hour.
I'm
but
sad.
Tree says, well, at least we have something else to look forward to. Mavs could cause Utah to implode their roster like we did Portland last postseason. First of all,
How about the Jazz?
guys,
You like Jazz?
I'm telling you, there's a lot. The Jazz are imploding.
That is
is that,
That
bro?
is the heaviest Rakia pour ever known to
you
me.
got mad at
Pour
me.
like 1/3 of that into there. No, I don't want. That's even too much.
Did you drink out of that? What is happening
I've
right
been
now?
drinking it.
Oh, keep going, Kale. People don't want to listen to this. They want to listen to Super Chats. Vicarious Gaming says, good news is we still have Jokic for years to come, and this
Amen.
man will win us a chip.
Hell
and
yeah.
it's going to be that much sweeter after moments like these. Hey, man, that's always true. Behind every beautiful thing, there's been some kind of pain. You know who said that?
Moses
guess.
Malone.
Wario.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. Wow.
Oh, man, I was not going to go with that one.
I was listening to John Wesley Harding on the way in. It's so good.
I don't even know who that is. I'm proud to announce.
This is why I drink on the show.
Mystical. That would have been a great.
Danger!
William says, didn't think Jeff would get out rebounded by Poole.
I did.
You did? You did it?
I did.
You did it?
That's the worst part.
I like Jeff Green, but yeah, counting on him to be like a rebounder is just as far. I honestly like Jeff Green's another one of these guys that's going to take slander he doesn't deserve. He honestly would have been such a good 7th best player this year. He would have been really good at that.
I know, dude.
Instead, he had to be the 4th or
I know.
5th best player, and it's like.
Here comes another really good perspective. Like, this is actually
Remo
true.
says, we push Golden State without our second and third options. Great effort, no complaints. Would be unfair to pin this loss on any individual player. Life's not fair. People are going to do it, but you are right.
He is
You are
right. I mean, but what? It sucks.
Oh, let's do it. I mean,
Yeah.
no question.
Bokum says, Uncle collecting full-time paychecks with seasonal employee effort. Fresh cut Jokic is MVP mode, second only to red headband Jokic, God mode. Make that shirt, Eric.
did.
Jokic evolution ending at RHB.
I did. I made it. It's called Basketball God.
What is it? Red
Wearing
headband.
a headband.
Red headband.
We should have been wearing it. It's available, by the way. Jokic is going to wear in his second
Oh,
MVP.
yeah, none of us are wearing the
I know.
shirt. What's
Well, it
wrong
just
with
showed
us?
up. It is. I pull a lot of strings. So whenever I make shirts, it always takes 2 weeks for the printer to get them back to us, and I pulled all of the strings to get it printed within 1 week, and then the Nuggets did
Are
not.
down 0-3. Devil's Thumb says Super Chat. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude! God, I love fucking Devil's Thumb,
Don't
dude.
you know what Devil's Thumb is? Do you know it? You don't know Devil's Thumb?
I believe it's an old wooden ship used in the.
That's what they call Devil's Thumb. It's on the Flatirons.
Oh,
That little rock that sticks out looks like a
Oh,
thumb. They're not just
do
gonna
I
call it-
know the rock formation, Devil's Thumb?
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you know
yes,
that?
I do.
Well, you sure didn't look like you did.
but that's not all it is. That's not the only thing Devil's Thumb
Outside
is.
of Winter Park as well.
That was on the movie Holes with Shia LaBeouf, right?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Yeah, they have devil thumbs also.
Lots of devil thumbs. We'll
What a
find out the
reference.
true one
everybody
true
knows
devil thumb. Devil thumbs back. He said we should be posting up all day. Post Malone. I disagree. Like, are you guys? People don't understand how hard it is to post, especially when teams don't respect your spacing. Like, it's really hard to play in the post right now with today's rules. Here's the thing people don't understand. Back in the day, there was something called illegal defense. You could not double team until somebody caught the ball.
Right.
Now that's not the true. That's not true anymore. Now you can double team a guy to deter that. You can bring a helper all the way over to deter that, and it's harder to get the ball to the post now than it was 20 years ago. I don't know that they should have played through Yoke. They should have played through Yoke more. Like, they still should have got the ball to him.
Hey,
but-
vote. Givali, my guy.
Givali.
Let's go.
Pour that too full. I'm not drinking it. Lance says, at least we aren't the Jazz. Go DNVR and Jokic forever. Jokic forever. baby. Jokic forever.
You know what?
You are or you are
This
not
is
drinking?
easily the most
You have.
pleasant tasting rakia
It is? I
that we
kinda
have.
wanna
Yeah,
sip
this
it.
is like there's definitely like syrup
just take a sip. I
added
just wanna
after
sip.
the
Take a little
fact.
sip. It's very fruity.
It's very fruity. It's very.
I've never had this one. That one's fantastic.
It's apricot.
That's fantastic.
Let's say no. It's easily the best. But still, your face is.
No, it's not.
Your
No.
face was still pure pain. You're like,
No, it
it's
wasn't.
fantastic.
Well,
It's fantastic.
I'm telling you right now, that's a great drink.
Oh,
That's a great drink. It
Okay.
is pear. Yeah, pear. It's good stuff.
I'm only drinking it because I'm sad.
Jocelyn,
this is pear.
yeah. Jocelyn says, does closing with Bones over Jeff improve rebounding? Maybe. Like, honestly, like, Bones is a gamer, man. He's a gamer. I actually, you know what's funny is I went through this, like, who's available that has the best defensive rebound rate. You know who made the top 5?
Oh no.
Faku.
Wow.
Top 5 of available players. He was in the top 5.
Well, I gotta say, did you guys think that bringing Faco in was the?
no,
the
we didn't
shift
even
that we
talk
thought-
about it, but I don't want to. I mean, there's no point in putting.
What about when he came in and immediately threw it away?
Yeah, he had it was rough, man.
And then
It
he
was
stripped it from Steph, but then the Warriors got it back, and then Gary Payton hit a 3.
Yeah, it was rough, man. It was rough. The next season I didn't have any options. I honestly thought Zeke was going to play. You should have seen the workout they put these guys through.
Yeah,
all the
we had
little
a whole-
details.
we
I
had a
really
whole
thought he
break-
was playing tonight.
We had a whole break glass section we
Man,
talked about in the pregame featuring Facu Campazzo and Zeke Naji. Hey, just as a reminder, don't watch the pregame. We give you nonsense you don't need to hear.
Timo says, wish Zeke got hit this playoff experience for years to come. Nugget staff knows more than me, though. Maybe they have different plans. I'm with you. I tweeted this out earlier, but Draymond had this great quote yesterday at practice where he said, he's thankful Steph got hurt when he did because it forced him to learn a two-man game with Jordan Poole. And now he's like, we got this chemistry going. Like, I do wish Zeke had a little bit more in him. Some of this is Malone was playing him. He got hurt. And now it's the playoffs, so you got to bring him back. It's just tough.
We're going to be
man.
so dope next year.
I know, but I do wish I don't have a good read on what Zeke is yet. I'm
He's going to be dope
that.
next
Tell
year.
you what.
He's not a
can
summer
shoot.
league player.
Or he can shoot. Yeah, we got to see him in summer league. We got to get him some summer league minutes.
He's not eligible for summer
He's
league.
not,
Right?
eligible. Kenneth Freed played in summer league this
He
year.
is very, very
Denver
open.
has to never send him again. And if they do, he has to be a legend and troll as hard. He has to miss every shot as hard as he can.
He's got to explore his game in the
Explore-
worst
yeah.
ways. Michael says, thanks for the countless hours of entertainment and analysis all season. Nuggets 2023 champs. Baby, let's go.
We're not going
2023.
anywhere either.
Michael,
That's
I
the
hope
thing.
to see you in the next Winners Lounge.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And also just for all of our shows.
We'll be around.
We peak in the offseason, if you want to know the truth. Treve says, Barton yet another late rotation that results in him getting put on a poster by Iggy. We should be punishing Golden State Warriors more in the paint, more high-low sets. Yeah, I mean, look, there are. I don't think this has been like a fantastically coached series. I do think there's stuff Denver could be doing that a little bit better, but
They were. I mean, they did a lot of work in the paint tonight. They were, like Jokic had made a lot. Like Jokic and Boogie, like really did a lot of work in the paint tonight.
the Nuggets need some shooters, man. They need.
Yes,
some
they
shooters.
do. They do need shooters.
What else we
I
got?
can think of a couple.
Jacob McQueen says, always through Barton was.
I always thought Barton was underrated, but it's too hard to defend him lately, especially now, win or lose. Realistically, how much more would you all have to see to conclude he is liability, not an asset?
I mean, he has 1 year left right on the deal. Like, that's the thing to me is it's like, if you're asking this in terms of like trade value, I think he can be traded. I don't think Barton's back next year. Like, I just don't think he is. Is it a player option, by the way? I would wonder if he would decline it that bad just to get out. I think he wants out as well. So
Well, look, man, if he has social media, he definitely wants out.
yeah,
I mean, you guys have done your part to run him out. If that's
Yeah,
what you want.
yeah. I don't think he's on the team next year, guys. Like, we can suffer through one, maybe two more games of Will Barton, and you guys will get your wish. AJ says, assuming this is Barton's last season in Denver, what type of player would you pair with Jamal? A 3-and-D guard or a
Giannis and
handler?
Tedecumpo.
I say 3-and-D. Yeah, 3-and-D, of course, man. If you can get a 3-and-D, that's more or less all you
LeBron
need. Like, you already
James.
have Bones. Bones will be another ball handler. So 3-and-D would be great.
Jaden Springer.
Herb Jones. Dylan McLeod says, pretending to be hopeful here, Jokic does like to break records. Back-to-back 3-1 comebacks, PER, 2,000, 1,500. First team to come back from 3-0.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I just had Rocky though. So
Yeah, so maybe we don't know. Is that all of our Super Chats?
There's one more, and it's really upsetting.
Is it really?
Yeah, Will J's last name is Jones.
Oh, no.
Dude, that's tough, man. That's a tough call.
Dude, you should have guessed that. It's a very common last name.
That's tough.
Yeah,
he
but I
just
thought it was
wanted
going to be better.
He just wanted. He
Thought it
just
was gonna be
Yeah.
better.
He
wanted
did
to
want
call
it.
for-
He
he
wanted it too bad.
He said also, if Yoke was picking the roster, his brothers would go first. They'd lose every game.
Harrison
They'd
setting
win
up.
every fight though.
Harrison is setting up as we speak. So quick.
It takes a while to get
Around
the green
the
screen
association.
I hate the
Mavericks beat the
association.
Jazz tonight. The Mavericks beat the Jazz. Jalen Brunson, who's averaging 30 points per game in this series. Unbelievable. By the way, when I looked up a bunch of stats, because I found the stat on Yoke, how he shoots the ball late in shot clocks all the time. Jalen Brunson, too. Jalen Brunson always shoots at the end of like he's a bailout guy, and he makes a lot of them. Jalen Brunson's a good player.
By the way, can I just put it out there that we are not the most bad down in the NBA universe right now?
The Utah Jazz.
Utah. I don't know, Utah.
Well, the
Luka
thing-
Doncic-
Dude, here's the thing. Utah's crowd booed them tonight.
Oh, that's that sweet jazz
Luka
music you love to
Doncic
hear.
isn't playing.
Utah's crowd made racial slurs at the Jazz
At the
tonight.
Jazz.
Unbelievable. Let's keep going. Let's keep
They
doing
were
it.
racial slurs, but they just were yelling cracker and stuff.
Jeez, Derek. They were Kenny G Jazz tonight for sure. They were Kenny G Jazz.
Yeah, here's the thing: the Jazz don't have anywhere to go. The Nuggets are like obviously missing things, but we are incomplete. Like the Jazz had a formula that they put in place, and it was flawed. And now they don't have anywhere to go from it, and they're going to slowly disappear. They're going to be just like the Portland Trailblazers, and they're going to slide off into the ocean. And it's
Man,
going to be beautiful.
I'll be honest. I'm worried about. The funny thing is, it's Mavs Jazz. The Mavs fans really want Rudy Gobert, and I'm like, man, him and Luka would be
that'd
like
be
an
really
unstoppable duo. I do not want that to happen. So praying that doesn't happen. Send Rudy Gobert to the
Who cares what
send him to Orlando
Eric,
Magic.
you did forget one thing about the Jazz, though, and you have to say this in their defense. At least they hate each other.
that is dope. That is dope.
I hope they build around Donovan Mitchell because I'll be honest, Donovan Mitchell, he's out of the club for me. Not that he was ever in the club, but I'm just saying I'm out on him. I kind of think he might not be a winner.
Thank God we didn't end up with him. We got that winner, Trey Lyles.
Jeez.
You know what, though?
It was Tyler Lighted and Trey Lyle. It
Well,
was 2 for 1.
Trey
Grow
Lyles
up.
specifically.
You idiot, man.
Two
It's value
players.
because you got 2 players.
Trey Lyle, and we also got Monte Morris, who missed every big shot tonight. So let's go.
Oh, don't be mean to
Oh,
Mr.
Eric.
Nugget. Don't be mean to Mr. Nugget, man.
I was having fun for 20
I
minutes
know,
there.
you're
That was the
Yeah.
Rocky, my guy.
Grizzlies beat the Timberwolves in what is certainly the drunkest game that has ever been played.
I'm sick.
Listen to this.
I'm
In the
sick
first quarter,
for
the
those
Timberwolves
fans.
won 39-21. They were up 19 points or 18 points at the end of the first quarter. They outscored 23-12 somehow in the second quarter. Then they outscored them again 32-23 in the third quarter. Then they got outscored 37-12. There were 4 quarters in this game, and all 4 were blowout quarters. 2 for Memphis, 2 for Minnesota, and it finished as a
That game when we started the pregame, they were down by 20 and
23, I think.
I was slanderously tweeting, and then I looked up and they were down by 3, and I was like, "What? Like what the hell's happening?"
Talk about what would you rather the Timberwolves like blowing a 23-point lead like that? My God! And I said we got win. Just 1 second. One last thing I'll say is there is a clip going around of Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm also out on Towns. You
Dude,
guys
this
know
one's
this. I just feel
tough.
like it.
This one's
But where
tough.
he's like, I swear to God, it sounds like he's talking like he's in the movie Fargo or so. Like he's gained a Minnesota accent, but he's like, yeah. I told him they have to come to Minnesota now.
Now we're in Minnesota.
Now we're in Minnesota. They have to come to our house. And it's like the lamest sounding like trash talk you've. And I swear to God, all the players on the sideline are like, yeah, Carl. You know,
Did you see John Morant quote
You don't
tweet it?
understand.
What did he say?
He quote tweeted and said, "Now we're in Minnesota." Smiley face.
Oh man,
They
John
are-
Morant is
Dude,
a real
John
one.
He's like, they don't
fun,
understand.
man.
We put a bunch of gum on the benches in their locker room and hit a couple tacks in there. They gotta come to Minnesota, dude.
Tax. Oh, real whoopee cushion situation. All right, let's now bring in Harrison Wind, who's reporting live from Baller.
Now we're gonna find out how much Harrison Wind loves us in the Denver. That shot is not nearly as good as it was in there.
Man,
Unbelievable.
Harrison slacks when he's in Denver. He's in California. It's like peak Harrison.
Dude, Harrison is so Cali.
He's so Cali, man. This is such BS, dude. This is such BS. Oh, hey, Harrison.
What's going on, guys?
What do you have for us from the arena? Before we get to the players, just any anecdotes from the game that maybe were not caught on the broadcast?
Whoever that Warriors dude was who tweeted that a third of the tickets are getting sold to Warriors fans just like blatantly lied.
Made that up.
That was just 100% bullshit.
Well,
How
first
would you
of all,
even
how
know
would you
that?
know that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm telling you, that was the ultimate. Like, you just tweet out lies, and it's gonna go. He does have a blue check mark. What the hell, man?
I would be angrier, but that's what I tweet out lies. That's what I do.
It was loud, though. It was really loud here tonight. Start of the game, that third quarter when Denver held Golden State to 18 points. It was loud, really loud at times.
Hell yeah, good job, Denver.
Good job,
Way to show
Denver.
out, man. Hell yeah.
I was proud of you, Denver, and you, Wind.
Oh, thanks, man.
Anything else just in the game, like to kind of set the table here?
Anything else? I don't know, man. Like, my overall take on this game is the Nuggets were right there.
Yeah.
They were right there, and the game was there for the taking. Just when it comes down to it, these two teams are in two different classes. You know, the Warriors are in a different class than the Nuggets are, and that's just how it is right now. And at the end of the game, I feel like just the true colors of both teams showed.
We're in like a really lame class, really boring class.
Yeah, sucks.
They're in like they're like on recess. It's really a bummer. All right, take us into the locker room, man. How was Michael Malone after this game?
So Michael Malone was in a great mood after this game. If you did not watch this game and you just listened and watched Michael Malone's presser, you would have thought the Nuggets won by 20.
Really?
He went on like what I would call a pretty impassioned speech about how he couldn't be more proud of this group. That We gave ourselves a chance tonight, which we didn't do in Golden State. We fought, we battled, and he was really proud of the fight that his guy showed tonight. He was really happy about it.
I actually agree with that. I mean, they made some executional errors down the stretch, obviously, but like they showed up. Like I was very disheartened by the Denver Nuggets leading up to this game.
Of course, man.
And I don't feel that way tonight. Like I can live with this result.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nuggets definitely did show up tonight. They fought for sure, which they didn't do for parts of game 1 and game 2. He did talk about some things that he wished the Nuggets did differently. He
Like
mentioned one play in particular. He said, I felt like a really big play was the offensive rebound that Wiggins got.
I noticed the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I now that you mention it, I noticed that as well.
Yeah. And then he also said, I felt down the stretch we could have worked for some better looks on offense.
Yeah. I mean, they probably could have. It would have been easier with some more offensive talent on the court. But yeah.
He goes, look, Nikola was great. I was really proud of Aaron Gordon tonight, Michael Malone said. That's the Aaron Gordon we need every single night. And, Malone and Gordon have been talking over the last couple of days. And, look, I thought Aaron Gordon battled tonight. I actually loved the game that Aaron Gordon played. He started off like 1 of 7, but he was attacking the rim. He was just getting turned back by the best defensive player in the league and not getting a friendly whistle, but he was attacking all night. I thought Aaron Gordon played a great game. Malone did as well. Malone said he was joking with his assistants. The key to the game, he said, is keeping Kevon Looney in the game.
Okay.
You guys didn't really like that one. All right, we also spoke with DeMarcus Cousins.
Okay.
He said, look, we put up a good fight, but as competitors, we hate losing. We had a great chance to pull this game out, but mistakes at the end is what the difference was. And he was kind of talking about the team's mindset after game 1 and game 2. He said, look, we had to figure some things out as a team. We all had to do some self-reflection. We all had to take some accountability. We weren't playing our best ball. We weren't approaching the game the right way. We had a lot of bad habits from the regular season that carried over into games 1 and 2. But tonight we gave ourselves a chance to win.
Yeah.
He said something that sticks about the Warriors is they capitalize on every mistake. They capitalize off every turnover, that we had in games 1 and 2. They're a very dangerous team. They got a 3-headed monster. Any mistake you make can be costly. And on Aaron Gordon, he said, look, AG was disappointed in himself over the last several days. He's been hard on himself, but he came through today.
Okay, that's good.
All right. We also spoke with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon said, look, we felt like we should have won that game. It would have been 2-1 if we did. It would have been a whole different series, a completely different series, but we're not done yet. And then Gordon was kind of getting reflective himself. He goes, I felt a little more normal tonight. I felt a little bit more like myself. I give my heart and soul to this game, but I've got a great group of guys around me. I've got a great coaching staff around me. They've just been encouraging me and talking to me. Coach Malone took me aside a couple times and reaffirmed what he wanted to see out of me. I love these guys. And then we were just talking about the Warriors. He said, this team is really good, really, really good. They are. I agree.
I agree. They are very good. We all agree.
We also spoke with Nikola tonight. He was talking about the end of the game. He said, in the end, we didn't provide good shots. We had a couple turnovers at the end. We were attacking. We were aggressive throughout the whole game, but just in the end, we didn't make the right plays. He was talking about going up against Draymond Green. Nikola goes, he's a great player. He knows the moves. He knows how to play with contact. He's really aggressive. They did a really good job. When they turned up the energy, all 5 players on the floor lifted up. They just become more active. He's their leader, maybe a brain of their offense. He's finding guys. He's rolling. He's making plays. So I think Draymond also had some good stuff to say about Nikola. So real mutual admiration society. That's an observation I had from the game tonight. So I was sitting like my media seat. It was right in direct line of, I guess, the right block where the Nuggets were attacking or were trying to score in the first half. And, like, I had this front row seat to just Draymond Green and Nikola Jokic in the post, just, like, battling. And it was so freaking physical. Like, that was a war between those two on the block. That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Let me see. Anything else from Nikola here? His message to his team ahead of Game 4. Malone also said he told his guys after this one, like, look, we have a decision to make. We can either go into Game 4 and fight, or we can roll over. And Nikola said his message was, look, as long as we put in the effort like we did today, we're going to be fine.
Okay.
That's all I got, guys.
Well, I thought you said you had something from Draymond on Yoke.
Yeah, there was a good Draymond quote on Yoke going around. Let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear it. I'm just always so curious to see. I mean, like, I gotta say, man, Draymond might be my second favorite player in the league. Like, honestly, like, I just feel like I learn something from him every time he speaks, and he just has insight on everything about. It's not just that he has insight on, like, X's and O's of the game.
Yeah.
He has insight on, like, what players are thinking and the relationship they have to other players. Like, I just find Draymond to be so, like, incredibly perceptive. You know, like, he just, like, he doesn't miss anything.
Yeah, it's true.
Both on the court and, like, around him. And I'm just,
I mean, he's like an apex predator.
he is an apex predator for sure, man.
I mean,
the Nuggets are sorely missing a Draymond, and I don't just mean the defensive part of it, although they obviously could use it. Like, he's just like, he gets that house in order. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, he demands excellence out of his teammates as well. Like, he is a general. I mean, he's one of the worst offensive players I've ever seen too, which is amazing. Like, he's just. But
that's a casual take, D-Line. That's a very casual take.
Sorry. It's also true. But the thing is just like, it is like, he seems undersized. He's always in the right place.
Yeah.
He seems as though he should get pushed around. He's always making the right pass. It's like, it is remarkable. He's so hateable when you're playing against him, because he gets the Warriors, like, going in such a way that you can't.
He's
really,
the Jokic of defense. Like, he really is. Like, the way he defends is, like, transcendent. The way Jokic, the way he scores. Did you find it?
Yeah, I've got it right here. Draymond Green on Nikola Jokic. Oh, I thought I had it right here. Here we go. He got the better of me tonight. You've got to give him a lot of credit. He was incredible tonight. He finished around the rim. He finished floaters. He finished mid-range jump shots, and he made threes. He did everything tonight. As I always say, I just want to make him take tough shots. I think I did a poor job of that tonight. What I did well the first couple games is that I made him score over me. I made him have to go through me.
Question coming in from the comments. Vogt, are you okay? Okay, good. Vogt is fully checked out. But I'm not sure. I can't see his phone from here. Are you filling out applications? What are you doing?
No, I'm not tipsy, you guys. I'm sad. I know it looks similar sometimes.
Well, Harrison, good stuff from Ball Arena tonight. We'll see you tomorrow as we wrap up the week. But, geez, man, he didn't even let me say goodbye to him. Did you ever notice this? Like,
I don't think he likes us. I'm going to say it. I don't think Harrison likes us.
I don't know if he does either. Guys, thanks for sitting through this with us. I mean, look, Nuggets battled. Gave us a reason to be able to hold our heads high. Maybe stay off Twitter, except for to talk to us. Or hop in. You don't want to know what you really want. You know what you want tonight? I never plug this. DNVR members, you get access to all of our content. You get stuff at the bar. You get discounts. You get early drops on bars. What you get is the Discord. Tonight is a Discord night, not a doom scroll Twitter night where it's just going to make you mad and sad and you're going to go to bed and you're going to have like this weird anxiety to you. This is the night where we have a Discord channel for members only where you can go and talk. It's like the chat right here, only it's just people that, you know, are members of DNVR. And wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be fun right now, rather than doom scrolling, to just go hop with the
Instead of
homies?
watching this mess? Absolutely.
So another reason to become a DNVR member, become part of our extended family, and then you could come hop there where people are not just like shitting on Jokic's MVP.
Hey, don't you want to go somewhere where everybody knows your name?
Everybody knows your screen name.
All right, everybody, hit that like button on the way out.
Let's
we love
go.
you.